Introduction. In the dimly lit corners of existence, where the world wears its rawness on its sleeve, there exists a voice that echoes with a candor both unsettling and liberating. A voice that doesn't flinch in the face of life's absurdities. A voice that carves poetry out of the mundane, and a voice that thrusts a mirror upon the human condition, unapologetically reflecting its flaws and fleeting beauties. That voice, my dear friend, is the irreverent whisper of Charles Bukowski. In the chaotic orchestra of existence, where symphonies of conformity drown the cacophony of individuality, Bukowski stood tall as an unwavering maestro of nonconformity. With every word he inked onto paper, he beckoned us to peel away the layers of societal pretense and embrace the messy, imperfect, and often uncomfortable truths that lie beneath. In the pages that follow, we embark on a journey to unravel the enigma of Bukowski's legacy, a legacy that, like a bottle washed ashore from some distant and disheveled land, has left an indelible mark upon the literary landscape. Through the lens of his unfiltered prose and unvarnished poetry, we traverse the grimy alleys of his mind, exploring themes that range from the depths of human desolation to the heights of transcendent beauty. In each chapter that awaits, we shall delve into the heart of Bukowski's worldview, dissecting the elements that rendered his art a manifesto for those who revel in life's rawness. We shall dance with his devils, clink glasses with his loners, and stumble upon the profound wisdom lurking within his seemingly coarse narratives. For in the raucous tavern of his words, Bukowski beckons us not to merely observe, but to imbibe the essence of existence, the good, the bad, and the unabashedly ugly. So pour yourself a glass of whatever libation fuels your soul, friend, and let us embark on this literary pilgrimage. A journey through the gritty streets, dimly lit bars, and fevered thoughts that were the crucible of Bukowski's unique vision. Together, we shall decipher the cryptic code of his musings as we seek to uncover why, in the midst of chaos and contradiction, Bukowski may just have been right about everything. There's a strange beauty in the way the world dances, a chaotic waltz that most folks seem too damn blind to see. It's a maddening tango of faces lost in the crowd, each footfall a fleeting echo of existence. And then there's me, or just another lost soul strumming his strings in this grand, messed-up symphony. You see, I ain't no ivory tower scholar, spewing pretentious words that tangle your mind like a rat's nest. Nah, I'm just a guy who's had his fair share of bar stools and back alleys, a guy who's danced with the devils and the damned and lived to tell the fucking tale. They call me a poet, but I reckon that title don't mean much when you're scraping pennies from the gutter and drowning your demons in cheap wine. But hell, that's life, ain't it? A relentless parade of shattered dreams and fleeting highs, all leading to the same fucking place in the end. I've spent my days, my nights, my very existence observing this carnival of humanity from the sidelines. The good folks in their suits and ties, chasing illusions of success like rats chasing crumbs. And then there are the misfits, the outcasts, the ones who ain't afraid to embrace their own flaws and scars. You see, it's the outsiders who've always held the clearest lens to this mad circus. We ain't blinded by the glare of conformity. We ain't shackled by the chains of societal expectations. We're the ones who dare to stare into the abyss and find a twisted sort of beauty staring right back. It ain't pretty, this world we inhabit. It's a gritty, messy, God-forsaken mess, and I've soaked it all in, like a sponge dipped in whiskey. The stench of desperation, the ache of loneliness, the bittersweet taste of love and lust. I've swirled them all around in my glass and gulped them down, every bitter drop. So here we are, you and me, embarking on this little journey through a journey where I'll spill my guts onto these pages, bearing my soul like a street performer on a cracked sidewalk. Maybe you'll find a bit of yourself in these words, or maybe you'll just shake your head and wonder what the fuck you're reading. But remember this, as we stumble along together. I ain't here to sugarcoat a damn thing. Life ain't a Hollywood fairy tale, and I ain't no Prince Charming with a silver pen. I'm just a guy who's seen enough of the world to know that the truth ain't always pretty, but it's worth damn well exploring. So, raise your glass, my fellow wanderer, and let's take a shot at unraveling the mysteries of this wild, fucked up ride we call life. 'Cause if there's one thing I've learned, it's that sometimes it takes a hell of a lot of darkness to truly appreciate the light. And I'll be, there's this peculiar thing about emotions. They ain't always dressed up in pretty ribbons and poetic verses. Emotions are like wild animals, untamed and feral, prowling the dimly lit alleyways of our souls. I've seen 'em all, the whole damn menagerie. The ecstasy of a stolen kiss, the gut-wrenching agony of a heart laid bare, the smoldering rage that sets fire to reason. And I've embraced 'em all, held 'em close like old drinking buddies, letting 'em swirl and dance within me until I was damn near consumed. See, most folks, they're scared of their own damn emotions. They bottle 'em up, stuff 'em down deep, afraid of what might happen if they let 'em run wild. But me, I've always been a bit of a reckless, fucked up soul, diving headfirst into the storm, riding the lightning, and damn the consequences. I've poured my heart out onto these pages, bled ink like a wounded animal, because I know that the only way to truly live is to feel. And I mean, feel it all. The highs that make your heart race like a runaway train, the lows that drag you through the mud, and every damn shade of gray in between. You see, I've never been one to hide behind the facade of false smiles and empty pleasantries. Life ain't a goddamn tea party. It's a bare-knuckle brawl, and you best believe I'm stepping into that ring with my fists swinging. I've laid myself bare for the world to see, flaws and all, 'cause there's a twisted sort of beauty in that vulnerability. I've written about the nights I stumbled out of bars, reeking of booze and regret, the mornings when I woke up next to strangers with empty eyes and hollow souls. And you might ask, why? Why put all that filth on display? Because it's the filth that makes us human, that connects us in our shared messines. You can't truly understand the light until you've danced with the darkness. And let me tell you, I've danced that tango more times than I can count. I've stared into the abyss, felt its cold breath on my neck, and laughed right back in its face. 'Cause that's the thing about embracing raw emotions. It's a defiance, a rebellion against a world that wants us neatly packaged and predictable. So, let your heart bleed, let your soul scream, and let those damn emotions run wild like a pack of wolves. 'Cause in the end, it's the messiness, the chaos, the untamed fire within us that makes life worth living. And if you're brave enough to wade into those turbulent waters, well, my friend, you just might find yourself swimming in the very essence of what it means to be alive. Life ain't some grand epic played out on a gilded stage. No, it's a gritty, unpolished affair, more back-alley brawl than symphony. But in that rawness, that untamed chaos, lies a beauty so profound it'll knock you flat on your ass. You see, I've always had this knack for finding poetry in the places most folks wouldn't give a second glance. A dented beer can rolling down a wind-swept street, a stray dog howling at the moon, the way the rain dances on a cracked sidewalk. These are the verses that speak to me, the melodies that hum in my blood. We spend so damn much time chasing after the extraordinary, the glittering mirages of fame and fortune, that we forget to savor the exquisite simplicity of the everyday. But let me tell you, my friends, there's nothing more extraordinary than the ordinary if you've got the eyes to see it. I've sat on park benches and watched the world go by, like a silent observer of the human circus. Couples holding hands, kids chasing pigeons, old-timers feeding breadcrumbs to the ducks. It's a damn masterpiece, this tapestry of lives intertwining and unraveling in the same breath. And then there's the underbelly of it all, the forgotten corners and dimly lit corners where the real stories hide. The weary waitress wiping down a sticky counter, the mechanic with oil-stained hands and dreams too big for his paycheck, the prostitute with a painted smile and eyes that tell 1,000 stories. These are the unsung heroes of our everyday opera. You don't need no fancy metaphors or flowery language to capture the heart of it all. No, you just need a keen eye, a whiskey-soaked soul, and the willingness to embrace the grit and grime alongside the grace. I've written about the cracks in the pavement, the steam rising from a manhole cover, the flickering neon signs that guide lost souls through the night. And with each stroke of the pen, I've tried to peel back the layers of monotony and reveal the pulsating heartbeat beneath. So, next time you're walking down the street, take a moment to really look around. Notice the way the sunlight filters through the leaves, the laughter of children echoing in the distance, the way a stranger's eyes light up when they catch your gaze. 'Cause that, my friends, is the real poetry of life, not in some grand sonnet, but in the subtle, unassuming verses that compose our everyday existence. And if you can learn to find beauty in those moments, to see the magic in the mundane, well, life's a damn carnival of absurdities, my fellow wanderers. A twisted sideshow that'll leave you scratching your head and questioning your sanity. But you know what? Embrace that madness. Lean into the chaos. And you just might find a peculiar sort of wisdom lurking in the shadows. I've seen it all, from the preacher spouting salvation on a street corner, to the politician peddling promises like a snake oil salesman. And I've laughed, oh how I've laughed, 'cause ain't it a hoot to watch these folks prance around like peacocks, thinking they've got the world all figured out. But here's the kicker, none of us really know what the hell we're doing. We're all just stumbling through this carnival, trying to make sense of the nonsensical, grasping at meaning like a drowning man clutching at straws. And you know what? That's okay. See, the trick is to embrace the absurdities, to dance with them like a drunken fool at a midnight masquerade. Take a look around. You've got folks working themselves to the bone just to pay the bills. Others chasing after fleeting fame like it's the Holy Grail. And don't even get me started on the so-called rules that society tries to force down our throats. I've stared down the barrel of that absurdity, looked it square in the eye and laughed. Laughed till the tears rolled down my cheeks. 'Cause what else can you do when the world's gone mad? They say life's a journey, but hell, it's more like stumbling through a dark alley with no map and a faulty compass. And you know what? That's liberating. 'Cause when you realize that nobody's got it all figured out, you're free to forge your own path, to create your own damn rules. I've written about the fools and the charlatans, the dreamers and the schemers, all caught up in this grand carnival of existence. And you might ask, what's the point? The point, my friends, is to strip away the veneer of seriousness, to expose the naked truth that we're all just playing a part in this cosmic farce. So, when life hands you a steaming pile of absurdity, don't turn away in disgust. No, scoop it up, mold it into something you can laugh at, and fling it right back at the universe. 'Cause if you can find humor in the chaos, if you can confront the absurdities with a hearty belly laugh, then you've unlocked a superpower that'll carry you through this mad, mad world. And as you navigate the carnival of the absurd, just remember, you're not alone. We're all stumbling, tripping, and belly flopping our way through, trying to make sense of the nonsensical. So, Raise a glass to the ridiculousness, my friends, and let's toast to the beautiful, bewildering mess that is life. Ah, society, that grand illusion we've all bought into, like a bunch of suckers at a rigged carnival game. They dangle the shiny prizes of success, status, and acceptance in front of us, and we chase after them like starving dogs after a bone. But let me tell you something, my comrades. The underbelly of this beast is far more interesting than its polished facade. I've wandered through the back streets and back rooms, where the real stories are etched into the walls like graffiti on a forgotten alleyway. It's a grimy, gritty world, a place where the misfits, the outcasts, and the rebels gather like moths to a flame. And damn, it's beautiful. You see, society's underbelly is where the true characters reside, the folks who ain't afraid to flip the bird to convention and march to the beat of their own offbeat drum. The prostitutes, the drunks, the artists with paint-stained fingers and fire in their eyes. These are the souls who've shown me the real pulse of humanity. It's easy to get lost in the glossy pages of magazines, where they plaster on fake smiles and airbrush out the wrinkles and scars. But let me introduce you to the man nursing a whiskey at the corner bar, his face a map of stories that no amount of makeup can hide. Or the woman strumming a guitar on a park bench, her voice cracked, but her spirit unbreakable. You want to understand the beating heart of a city, of a society. You don't find it in the glass towers or the luxury boutiques. No, you find it in the dive bars, the underground clubs, the alleyways where the graffiti speaks louder than any politician's speech. I've written about the forgotten souls, the ones who live on the fringes, the ones who've been kicked to the curb by a world that values conformity over authenticity. And you know what? They're the ones who've taught me more about life, about resilience, about the unbreakable spirit of the human soul than any so-called success story ever could. So don't be fooled by the glittering lights and the shiny distractions. Peel back the layers, scratch the surface, and take a peek at what lies beneath. 'Cause it's in the cracks and crevices, the shadows and the scars, that you'll find the real stories, the real people, and the real essence of this crazy, chaotic thing we call society. Raise your glass to the underbelly, my friends, to the rebels and the renegades, to the ones who dare to walk their own path, no matter how crooked or treacherous it may be. 'Cause it's in those dark corners that the true beauty of our human experience is laid bare, unfiltered and unapologetic, just like life itself. Let me tell you something, my friends. Perfection is a damn myth, a mirage that keeps us chasing shadows in a desert of our own making. We're all flawed, every single one of us, and it's in those cracks and chinks that the real magic happens. I've never been one to shy away from my own imperfections. Hell, I wear 'em like badges of honor, like scars earned in the battlefields of existence. You see, it's our flaws that make us human, that give us depth and character, that remind us we're not some cookie-cutter clones manufactured on an assembly line. I've sat across from people in dimly lit bars, watching as they tried to hide their insecurities behind forced laughter and polished facades. And you know what? It's a damn shame. 'Cause the most interesting stories, the ones that resonate with truth, are the ones where folks lay their cards on the table, flaws and all. You want to see a real person, a genuine soul? Look for the one who ain't afraid to stumble, to fall flat on their face in the mud, and then get back up with a grin and a dirty joke. Look for the ones who wear their scars like medals of honor, who've been through hell and back and emerged stronger, wiser, and a little rough around the edges. I've written about my own battles, my own demons, my own moments of weakness and doubt. And you might wonder why I put it all out there, why I lay my soul bare for the world to see. Well, it's simple, really, 'cause I know there's power in vulnerability, strength in messiness of life. The glossy magazines and airbrushed billboards may try to sell you a fantasy, a world where flawlessness is the standard. But let me tell you, my compatriots, that's a crock of bullshit. It's the cracks, the wrinkles, the rough edges that give life its texture, its richness, its damn soul. So, next time you catch a glimpse of your own imperfections in the mirror, don't turn away in disgust. No, look yourself in the eye, flaws and all, and give yourself a nod of respect. 'Cause you're a damn masterpiece, a work of art in progress, and those imperfections, they're just brushstrokes in the grand canvas of your existence. Raise a glass to the flaws, my friends, to the quirks and eccentricities that make you who you are. 'Cause when you embrace your imperfections, when you wear them like a badge of honor, you're not just living, you're thriving. You're celebrating the messy, beautiful, imperfect symphony of life itself, love and lust, those twin devils that dance through the chambers of our hearts like a pair of wild lovers entwined in a frenzied embrace. They'll drive a man to heights of ecstasy and depths of despair, all in the same damn breath. And let me tell you, my fellow wanderers, there ain't no escaping their seductive grip. I've been tangled up in the sheets of passion, felt the electric current of desire course through my veins like a wildfire. And I've been burnt, oh yes, burnt by the scorching touch of love's cruel hand. But you know what? I wouldn't trade a single moment, not for all the empty comfort in the world. Love, my friends, is a complicated beast, a puzzle with pieces that fit together in ways you couldn't even imagine. It'll lift you up to the heavens, and then drop you like a sack of bricks, leaving you gasping for air and wondering what the hell just hit you. I've watched lovers in dimly lit bars, their eyes locked in a dance that says more than any words ever could. And I've seen the aftermath, the tears and the shattered dreams, the messy aftermath of a collision between hearts and bodies. But lust, oh lust, it's a different animal altogether. It'll make you forget your own damn name, make you crave a touch like a starving man craves a meal. It's raw, it's primal, it's a force that'll have you doing things you never thought possible. I've written about love and lust in all their messy glory, in all their exquisite pain and pleasure. And you might ask, why? Why put myself through the ringer? Why lay my own desires and heartbreaks bare on the page? Well, my friends, it's 'cause love and lust are the threads that weave the tapestry of our lives. They're the fires that ignite our souls, the storms that rattle our bones, the damn hurricanes that leave us breathless and yearning for more.